the memories. The memories. Ranks for the memories.
Hello, wonderful listeners, and welcome to Ranks for the Memories. This is a big one. This is our 10th episode. Boom. I don't know if we've had listeners for 10 episodes or not, but Dan and I are having fun. So thank you for those of you who have been along for all 10. We're really excited for this milestone. And we're going to try a format that we tried earlier. Before I called the hate episode, and Dan very wisely pointed out to me that that is incorrect.
Oh,
So we're going to do the anti-episode today. We're going to do things that we dislike strenuously. Does that sound all right to you, Dan?
dislike. I like that idea.
You like to dislike things, don't you?
Yep.
And it's a very special one because we're going to start off with a movie-based topic. And we have with us a very special guest who is a movie expert. Dan, what's going on?
All right, let's introduce Jolly. Jolly, tell us about yourself and your cred.
So I mean, I think expert might be an overstatement, but I will certainly take it. But yeah, I'm definitely a movie buff. I have watched more than my fair share of movies, some of them over and over and over again. And I do definitely have a hearty interest in it. I'm constantly either reading something about movies or watching other videos, documentaries, behind the scenes. I am definitely a fan of film.
And you've made movies.
I have made some. Made is a questionable verb for what I've done with movies, but yes, there have been things that have been committed to video that I put together. So, this is a huge pleasure to get to talk about this, and it was definitely a challenge coming up with the list and narrowing it down to just 6.
Yeah. So after my pathetic showing in the Disney ranking last week, where most of the movies I have never even seen, I thought we need a real expert in here. Is that okay, Eric?
Jolly, the movie expert. We're very honored to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, let's get
Now everyone's just dying to know what we're going to talk about in terms of movies. And we all get the tidbit that we're talking about this is the anti-episode. Today we're going to talk about the worst movie sequels that came after very good movies.
So the movie has to be good because there's lots of bad sequels to bad movies. But the worst sequel to a good movie.
Oof. Let's do it.
Okay.
Super. I cannot wait to hear your guys' lists.
Jolly, feel free to jump in and tell me how great my picks are. And then, feel free to honestly let Dan know, just, he has room to work on. So just let him know, point that out to him whenever possible.
I like the
absolutely.
feedback. Yeah, makes me stronger.
He values feedback. Dan, you want to go first or
Sure. I'll go first.
Okay,
I'm pretty confident that these are awful sequels. So
I think the challenge on this, Dan, might be that the original. I'm going to be challenging you on the originals being any good. I feel like that's going to be more of the conversation than the sequels being bad.
I am confident of 5 of the 6.
That's one of theirs with some mine too.
So number 6 is Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd. 2003. They couldn't afford Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, so they got Walmart Jim Carrey and Walmart Jeff Daniels, or Temu for 2024. These are not actors. And it was sad. It was just a sad reboot of a very unique, very clever first movie.
Agreed. I think when that came out, everyone loved it. But like most of the sequels, I think we'll talk about, when you can't afford the actor again, it's just setting yourself up for failure for sure.
I agree that Dumb and Dumber 2, When Harry Met Lloyd, is a terrible movie. I would challenge, though, it's not the worst sequel. That is a worst prequel to a good movie.
Say more.
Prequel. This is like a whole new list.
This is a Oh, I see what you're saying, because even though it came later, it's technically a prequel.
Yeah, it's about how they met.
Well, I think
it's
that's
terrible.
I think that's a good reason to call it Dumberer.
This is what you get when you bring in a movie expert, Dan.
Right.
You get called out.
Here,
I'm
my
gonna challenge you.
confidence shattered. Back to square one. Okay. Number 5. This is the one I'm least confident of, but I will stick to this to my dying day, and I've got arguments to back it up and a lawyer. Number 5, Air Bud Strikes Back. He plays volleyball.
Oh, man, you love Air Bud so much. You are fascinated by Air Bud.
You know,
Yeah.
he is the Michael Jordan of dogs. And it's a real dog. So, or was, pardon my,
Too soon.
so yeah, too soon.
This podcast just got real dark.
All of the dogs you saw growing up are dead. So no, Air Bud was a real dog, went on late night TV shows, could actually shoot the basketball into a basketball hoop.
How many of those Air Bud movies did they make? Do you know? We are going to be calling my expertise into question immediately, because I can say I've honestly never seen a single Air Bud movie, but I feel like they had to have made at least 6 of them.
That might have solidified your ranking, your credibility as a movie expert, that you don't know anything about Air Bud.
Yeah, that was a conscious avoiding of the Air Bud franchise there.
Dan, did you pull it up yet, or or I got it right here if you need it?
I have not pulled it up. I'm guessing there's at least 6.
We've got Air Bud Golden Receiver, Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch,
Oh,
Air Bud Spikes Back,
hell yes.
Air Bud World Pup,
Oh yeah.
and Air Buddies.
Oh yeah. The little puppies.
Yeah, they're puppies.
So that's we got 2, 4, 6 that popped up on IMDb anyway.
All right.
And there's probably some straight to video ones, but that didn't make it on the list.
Oh, assuredly. Yeah.
And what is your fascination with Air Bud? Because you've had this love affair with him for a while, or her, or
It's not that complicated. It's a dog that does sports. I mean, it's amazing how talented this dog is, and it's the cinematic equivalent of chewing gum.
Can your dog do any sports tricks?
She's pretty good at catching a tennis ball. We do that. I'm not exaggerating. We do it about 30 minutes to an hour each day.
Wow.
And the new game we do is I throw a ball into another room and then I hide and she tries to find me. So she cheats though. She uses her nose. All right. Number 4 is the next karate. It's a tie between the next Karate Kid, Hilary Swank version, and the Karate Kid starring Jaden Smith.
Whew. Man,
Yeah,
I haven't seen either of those, but I imagine they're bad.
Jolly, what do you think?
I have seen both of those,
Oh no.
and those are some amazing, terrible picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I like Hilary Swank. I do think she is attractive.
I was just gonna ask, but is she hot?
Right. Little homage to The Office. Jaden Smith, not a fan.
You don't think he's hot?
Well, he seems like he's about 7 years old in the movie, for one, and 2, not my preferred gender to be attracted to, and number 3, he's the son of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith.
That's
a
easy
deal
target
breaker.
these days.
Easy target. So
Now, I didn't see either, but I do love Jackie Chan. Wasn't he in one or more of these movies?
he was in the Jaden Smith version, and he's actually a kung fu expert, not a karate expert.
That's
So
pretty hypocritical.
Yeah, so it is a mistitled movie. They're supposed to be making another one because Jackie Chan plays sort of the Mr. Miyagi Pat Morita character from the original series, and they're supposed to be doing something with the Cobra Kai timeline and the Jackie Chan Jaden Smith Karate Kid timeline, some sort of crossover project. That is what I've heard. I don't know if that's definitely going to happen or not, but
It makes sense.
that'll be
as popular as the
part
show
2 of
is.
this podcast. That could probably be on there as well. I guess.
I will not be watching that one because, you know, I just want Jaden Smith's name to not be in your mouth. So, okay, number 3. Ooh, this one I'm so confident in. Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure.
Oh, another one I have not seen. Looks terrible.
Right. Full disclosure, I have not seen it either. And I can still be confident in it because if I have not desired to see a Christmas Vacation movie, it must be bad. Because
I didn't know it existed. And I'm sure it's bad, but I do love the idea behind it. Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure. Like someone had fun spending like 20 minutes writing that movie. It just
Right.
you just know it's really bad, but I like the theory behind it. But boy, what a terrible idea to make a Christmas Vacation without Chevy Chase.
But I love Cousin Eddie. I don't know that he works as the main character of a movie. That to me is the biggest hill to climb with that movie, I think.
So true. He is definitely a supporting role.
You know what I would watch though is a movie all about his dog Snot. Air Snot.
Yeah,
You know this.
that writes itself. Basically.
Right. It's already written. Chat GPT is gonna write it while Eric's doing his list. And then number 2 is Caddyshack 2.
That is one we might be hearing later in this podcast being brought up again.
Okay, well, I won't steal your thunder, so I'll just set the volleyball like Air Bud would and wait for the spike.
I'll save my thoughts on that one too.
Okay.
And then my number 1 worst sequel, it is so bad that I hate watch it every Christmas since it's come out. And I put it on the main TV in our living room and I torture the family with it because I think we all need to hate watch this movie. Home Sweet Home Alone.
I love that you are deliberately bringing hate into the holidays. You're like, Christmas is not stressful of a time enough. I'm going to make everyone actively angry for the next 90 minutes.
Now, I think I saw that one. Does the boy have an English accent in that one?
Yeah, it's that actor from what's that movie about Nazis? Jolly, you'd know this one.
The Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit, like great actor in that movie. But yeah, he's a little kind of fluffy Harry Potter kid.
I did see it once and it was pretty rough.
Oh, it's so bad because they deliberately make the burglars likable and you feel empathy and compassion toward them.
That was very right. Ellie Kemper's one of them too, isn't she? From The Office?
Yes, Ellie Kemper.
Yeah, it's weird. That is a weird one because you dislike the Macaulay Culkin one and you like the robbers. It's very odd.
It's very odd. And then there's a cameo from Buzz.
Yeah, that's right.
And shortly after the movie came out, he pled guilty to 2 counts of domestic violence for punching and strangling his girlfriend. So that didn't help.
I think Macaulay blamed her for knocking down those bookshelves. Yeah, she got what's coming.
I think so.
Yeah, I think with the Home Alone series, there were multiple candidates that could have wound up on this list because I think the first 2 I think are solid fun movies.
Yeah,
I know 2 sometimes gets a bad rep. There are moments in 2 that I think are funnier than part 1, but I think Home Sweet Home Alone is either part 5 or part 6.
Oh wow!
it's number 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Part 3 is rough. That one is really rough, and I think that is the one where they bring back the Daniel Stern character, but it's played by French Stewart from Third Rock from the Sun. And
no,
it is rough.
Oh no.
The other thing with Home Alone 2 is Google the pigeon lady. She looks like Piers Morgan.
She does, doesn't she?
She does.
I think that part brings down the. I agree. There's some parts I really like about 2, but the whole pigeon lady really bring. I guess they're trying to duplicate the trash can neighbor, but
the
creepy older person, but it didn't work for me.
Yeah, no, part 2 they're definitely trying to hit a lot of the beats of the first one, and some of it works better than others. But
so that's my list.
Part 2 is definitely better than Home Sweet Home Alone.
If you need something to dislike watch, so not using the H word,
yeah, not gonna do that.
Home Sweet Home Alone, Disney Plus.
So if anyone is having a really great Christmas season and would like to just completely spoil it,
You swing by Dan's house.
If you are that family member who ruins things, here's the movie for you.
Oh, man. Dan, solid list. Thank you very much.
All right, let's hear yours, Eric.
All right. The first one I'm going with is actually given to us by a crowdsourced. I hadn't thought of this one, but when I read that she contributed, I thought, oh, yes, that one hits the nail on the head. And that immediately sparked some discussion online. People agreed and disagreed. And as you know, most of my lists, people like to disagree with pretty strenuously. So I thought, hey, perfect. The sixth worst sequel to a good movie is Frozen 2. Dan, you're going to take my word on it since you never saw Frozen 1 or Frozen 2.
Correct. I did not see Frozen 2.
But you probably are aware that Frozen was a very successful
I like that movie.
movie
Actually, I liked Frozen 1.
Yeah, the movie stuck around for a while, and the soundtrack stuck around forever and ever and ever, which is probably what made the movie so successful. So I think Frozen 2 just had a very, shouldn't say this for a cartoon, but a very complicated plot. Didn't have all the characters that worked before, and the songs didn't hit like the first one did. And so Frozen 2 was just fell short for me.
I also never saw Frozen 2, so I will definitely agree with you and the crowd on that one. That was one that I certainly avoided.
Dan will be playing it at his house right after Home Sweet Home Alone for the kids if you want to go see it.
Probably.
All right. The fifth worst sequel is one that, oh man, I'm going to get hate mail for this one.
Yeah, you will.
It's probably considered one of the greatest movies of all time.
Jolly's he's gonna have opinions.
Oh man. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm a man in my 40s. I love Star Wars in all ways, shapes, and forms. But to me, Empire Strikes Back is a bad sequel.
Oh,
Bad sequel.
I was going to suggest that we did a follow-up to this where we did the best sequels that are better than the original, and Empire Strikes Back was going to be at the top of that list for me. What do you not like about the Empire Strikes Back?
All right. See, I qualify this with knowing that if I were to pull up a list of best movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back is probably the top 20 ranked by all sorts of rankings of all time. But I don't like any movie or TV show or anything that doesn't have a complete ending on its own. And I don't feel that we have Darth Vader spills this giant secret, maims Luke Skywalker, and then that's the end of the movie.
That's what's so brilliant about it, is it ends on such a downbeat, and you're going, what is going on? Han Solo is frozen in carbonite being taken by Boba Fett, Lando is in the Millennium Falcon wearing Han's clothes inexplicably, which is just there's questions about that,
I need finality in all my shows. And I also did not call me bad. I don't like the Dagobah scene with Yoda and a whiny Luke takes forever and ever and ever and ever. And I know he's got to get trained in the Force. I know it has to happen somehow, but it felt like years for me.
Whoop. Yeah, I could not disagree with this more. The Battle of Hoth might be my favorite action set piece. It's my favorite action set piece in the entire Star Wars saga, and might be one of my favorite action set pieces in cinema. But I do love I love the Yoda stuff. The fact that they were able to pull all that off with a puppet and get all that emotion through with that and that characterization, and you just completely buy it. I think it's incredible.
Yoda's not a real person?
Yoda is not. Do you know that originally when they were going to do it, before they decided on a puppet, the original brilliant idea was they were going to have a monkey wearing a mask as Yoda. Wow. And they did some testing with it and realized that when you put a rubber mask on a monkey, bad things happen. Who would have thought?
I did not. I've never heard that.
Yeah. I thought it was like an Alf situation.
Yeah, no. You got Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams. He's like the smoothest guy in the galaxy. I mean, he's so cool,
I like Lando. I like Lando in Return of the Jedi because he's got that cool undercover spy mask on. But in
there's a cape in Empire Strikes Back. It makes it look cool. How many people can pull off a cape? It's Billy D. Williams and Darth Vader, and that's basically it.
oh man,
You know? Also, the score, John Williams' score, like some of the best Star Wars music is in Empire Strikes Back. That's where the Imperial March first comes in.
ooh,
Oh,
Well, this one's going over well.
yeah, man.
not a good choice.
You told me to challenge Dan on his. He's going to bring up innocuous Home Sweet Home Alone and Air Bud, whatever plays volleyball. You know,
I had to push the envelope a little bit, and I really need my listeners to contact me and let me know anyone out there that agrees that all that Empire Strikes Back has a terrible ending needs to please back me up on this. Please contact me as soon as possible.
that is a hot take.
I love it.
All right, let's quickly move on before I realize how stupid I am. I'll prove myself other moments about that. The fourth worst sequel to a good movie is Speed 2.
Oh, Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Yes.
Cruise
In fact,
control.
any time the movie has a colon and then a catchy phrase afterwards, you've got to be instantly cautious, I think.
Yeah,
Is it seriously cruise control?
it is seriously Cruise Control, and it takes place on a cruise ship. Get it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
They found a guy that if you like drunk and lost your glasses, maybe he looks a little bit like Keanu Reeves.
Uh-huh.
Obviously doesn't sound at all like him. They still had enough money for Sandra Bullock, but Keanu was out, and it was really bad.
Wow.
yeah, it's Jason Patrick. That's who plays the Keanu, the not Keanu. And Jason Patrick can be good. He plays the older brother in Lost Boys. He was in a movie that I really liked from the 90s called Sleepers. I feel like you and I, Dan, might have seen that one in the theater.
That's creepy, that movie.
Yeah, he plays the lead in that movie. He's a fine actor, but
Well, when you're given that script, there's nothing you can do about it.
I feel like, with the first Speed, part of the excitement of it is you're on this bus, right? And the bus needs to go at this speed, right? Like that's the whole point of it. Like it's in the title, Speed. So they're doing a sequel and they're like, what is literally the fastest moving vehicle we can think of? And someone said cruise ship, and no one thought anything beyond that.
Oh,
Such a good point.
yeah. It was probably some executive producers in the business office that are like, this is gold.
Brilliant. Well, Speed 2 Cruise Control,
Yes,
that I can agree with much more so than Empire Strikes Back.
I leveled out, but I might lose it all again on this one. My third worst sequel of all time is Karate Kid 2, where they head out to Okinawa. My problem, I think I don't like whiny main characters, and Daniel LaRussa was whiny in the first one, and just takes whine to a maximum level in this one. And he's very oddly confident at some points and like crybaby other points. And I will say everyone had that drum. I think we all had that drum that they sold.
Yeah, the twisting
and used in the movie, but I did not enjoy the storyline in Karate Kid 2 or Daniel LaRussa in the movie at all.
So I think Karate Kid 2 is definitely a step down from Karate Kid 1, but I think Karate Kid 2 is still infinitely watchable. I love the Peter Cetera theme song.
Oh yes,
yes. Peter Cetera can do no wrong in my book. Yes. And like full disclosure, as kids, the live or die man, and you honk the nose thing that Mr. Miyagi does in Karate Kid 2, that was in regular rotation for me and my knucklehead friends growing up.
Yeah, and by the way, Karate Kid 1, Chad McQueen, the actor with the curly, super blonde hair, he just passed away recently.
Oh, that's too bad. R.I.P.
So, honk. Sorry, too soon. No, I can get why, because Karate Kid 1 was so cool, and something about a tournament is compelling, and then it's sort of a little bit more like, why are they fighting?
For honor and bonsai trees.
Yeah. And if, spoiler alert, they later become friends.
What?
It's true.
They do.
In the Karate Kid starring Jaden Smith?
Probably because they both hate Jaden Smith.
All right. Time for me to get attacked again with number 2. And maybe you can see this, Jelly, where I say the first one was so good. So maybe you also probably would have to agree it's a step down. Maybe you won't think it's the second worst sequel of all time. Okay. But to me, I absolutely love, as one of my favorite movies of all time, the original Matrix. And I think Matrix 2 is where the Wachowski direct movie people just really kind of I think they were given carte blanche after the success, and they went really, really philosophical and crazy. There's still some great moments in there, but just not the just a big letdown in terms of pushing a storyline along in Matrix 2. Just didn't enjoy it as much at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely agree with you that it is a step down from the first one. I wouldn't put it at the number 2 worst sequel of all. I feel like you could make a strong case for the Matrix Part 4 that came out just a few years ago.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
That one's really rough. I don't remember if that's the second one's. I get very confused with the titles of the Matrix series there, but whatever
I think that was called Matrix 2 Faster Matrixer.
Yes. Yeah. Too fast, too Matrix.
I think we both said the same joke at the exact same time. I hope so. I don't know which one I like the least, 1, 2, or 3. I'm not even counting 4 in the mix, but the first one was so amazing was that in the late 90s?
Yeah, I think that was 99 that first one came out.
The late 90s had some amazing, crazy cool movies.
It just specifically too, if you look at the year 1999, the film releases that came out that year, there are some absolutely incredible pieces of filmmaking that came out in 99. That was a really, really great year for film.
Was it American Beauty, Fight Club, stuff like that?
I think Being John Malkovich came out that year.
Yeah.
Just a really, really solid year. Very cool.
And so thank you for not tearing me as much up as you did with Star Wars. I deserve the Star Wars. I had to try it. I think this one's going to be a safe one, though. I don't think I'm not going to be in any danger of anyone disagree with me on this one. The worst movie sequel to a good movie of all time is going to be Ace Ventura 2. Ace Ventura, very entertaining. Maybe not rewatchable all the time, but at the time, it was the funniest movie of all time. The second one had him coming out of a rhinoceros butthole.
Oh, see,
and I think that's
my wheelhouse right there
for me to safely say that makes it the worst sequel of all time.
Yeah, see, I think the rhino butthole scene is the only redeemable part of Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls.
I mean, it's giving the people what they want.
There's two kinds of people in this world: people who like people falling out of rhinoceros buttholes, and people who don't like people falling out of rhinoceros buttholes.
See, if he just fell out of the rhino's butthole, then it wouldn't have worked. But the fact that he had to struggle out of the rhino's butthole to the degree that he did, that is what makes the whole scene, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that one was like Jim Carrey hated that movie so bad. That was why he refused to do sequels for as long as he did sequels to his movies. I don't think he did another sequel until the third circling back to your list, Dan, the third Dumb and Dumber, which is, I don't remember, Dumb and Dumber 2,
something like that.
Yeah. Which that was really rough. That one was a rough sequel as well.
Well, this is one of the problems with movies is they get someone talented and they just push them to put crap out there.
Yeah. I wonder how many times people are signed to a multi-movie contract too. So you're stuck doing whatever garbage they hand you.
Yeah.
All right, Jolly. We're ready for the experts' take.
So I am kind of surprised. I only had one on my list that landed on either of your lists. It was not Empire Strikes Back, so you don't need to worry. We will not be hearing about that. But for me, the number 6 worst sequel to a great movie is RoboCop 3. I love the first RoboCop. I think it is a brilliant, brilliant movie. It's got such a great action science fiction setup combined with some really dark satirical humor. It's great. RoboCop 2, step down from RoboCop 1, but still a lot of fun. Ironically, RoboCop 2, directed by Irving Kershner, who directed The Empire Strikes Back.
Interesting.
But then they decided they're going to make RoboCop 3. And there's a lot of issues with RoboCop 3. Number one, Peter Weller is the guy that played RoboCop in the first two movies. They couldn't get Peter Weller back because he was making naked lunch.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yes. But that was the name of a movie. That was not just like a culinary technique that
it's a good movie
that he was practicing. But so they recast RoboCop, and rather than looking for someone that had the talent to necessarily play RoboCop, they had to find someone who fit in the suit because they already had the suit and they were not going to be building the suit for a new actor.
Charles
and
Nelson Riley?
It was not Nelson Riley.
Oh.
That might have made it more interesting. But yeah, the guy that they got to play RoboCop in RoboCop 3 is just, I mean, like, there's not that much that he needs to do because you only see this much of his face, but it's his voice. His voice is completely off, and they put this weird process on it. It's really, really terrible. But the bigger problem with RoboCop 3, in my opinion, if you watch RoboCop and RoboCop 2, there is a level of violence that's in those two movies that borders on like ridiculous. Like the amount of blood and gore is ridiculous. And since it came out in the 80s, it was one of these weird movies where it was an R-rated movie that they were like, we should market this to children. We're going to make a cartoon series, and we're going to put out action figures, and we're going to sell this hard R movie to kids. And so when they got around to making RoboCop 3, they were like, well, we could start pushing the movies towards kids as well. So it went from being R-rated to being a PG-13 movie, and it just got very, very corny and just cheesy. It lost all of the edge that the first two RoboCops had. So number 6 for me is RoboCop 3.
I'm glad I haven't seen it. That's on you paint a pretty ugly picture.
It is rough.
It does make me want to rewatch the RoboCop movie though, because I remember it being pretty cool.
Go back to it if you can get the director's cut. It's Paul Verhoeven that directed it, and it's just absolutely incredible. And 3, it's like just so many missed opportunities. Like the villains across the board in 3 are lame, but like the main villain that they get to fight RoboCop is a robotic ninja samurai warrior, which you're like, oh my God, this is going to be absolutely incredible, right? Like a robot ninja, sign me up for this.
Want to see this now.
The problem is they cast an actor that didn't know martial arts, which when the main point for your character is to be able to fight. So you've got a guy who doesn't know martial arts, fighting a guy who's wearing a RoboCop suit that doesn't really allow him for much movement. It is one of the worst fight sequences ever put in film. It is such a disappointing climax. So RoboCop 3 is number 6 for me. Number 5, worst sequels to good movies that I've got. This was one I saw opening day in theaters. It is An American Werewolf in Paris. I don't know if you guys have seen the original American Werewolf in London. John Landis directed it. It's just such a blast. It is a horror comedy that strikes this perfect tonal balance where it just walks that tightrope between horror and comedy, and it's absolutely incredible. And one of the big selling points for the original American Werewolf in London is the special effects. Rick Baker won an Academy Award for the special effects, particularly for the werewolf transformation scene, which you watch it now over 40 years later and you go, this scene still totally works. Like these effects that they put to this, it's just absolutely brilliant the way they do it. They make American Werewolf in Paris. This is 1997. Comes out Christmas Day. So Dan, circling back about ruining your Christmas, I ruined my Christmas in 1997 by going to see American Werewolf in Paris on Christmas Day. they go, what? Hey, rather than do these absolutely brilliant practical effects like the first movie, what if we did it with CG? And we're going to do it with 1997 era CG on a budget. And it just looks absolutely terrible. It's really, really bad. And it's one of those movies where you go, this could not be more like late 90s if it tried. Like,
it's so dated, huh?
What's that?
It's so dated.
Oh, it's really, really dated. The movie opens and these guys are going to bungee jump off of the Eiffel Tower. Like, it's like, we're extreme, it's rough. It's not good. The soundtrack too, it's like absolutely terrible. The original soundtrack, they did this really sort of like clever thing where the songs all have moon in the title. And so it sort of fits this werewolfy, moon thing. So you got like not Moon Shadow, actually. Cat Stevens wouldn't allow Moon Shadow to be in, pardon me, because he thought the movie portrayed werewolves in a bad light. But like Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival, Blue Moon, Moon Dance by Van Morrison. Great stuff. The soundtrack to the second one, like the main single was by Bush. And like they really pushed that really hard. Like it's got Bush, which doesn't do it for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Smash Mouth, I don't need it. It doesn't have that time.
You've convinced us we're not watching that one.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's a real bad one. The next one on my list, this was another one that I was super excited for. And it was the first one that I'd really consider like a legacy sequel. Legacy sequels are something they talk about a lot now, where it's movies that were incredibly popular or franchises that were incredibly popular. Now you've had a long gap of time and they're going to release a new one. And I remember in my head saying, there's no way that they would wait this long to put out a movie unless they really, really had something great in their back pocket. And what these guys had in their back pocket was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, yeah.
Part 4 of Indiana Jones.
Agreed.
Was it bad?
It's really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the same creative team back there. It's George Lucas. It's Steven Spielberg. They got Harrison Ford back. You got Karen Allen back. And it's just terrible. There's so many scenes in that you can point to and just be like, this is awful. Whether it's the nuke the fridge scene at the beginning, or the monkey vines where Shia LaBeouf is swinging through the vines with the monkeys to catch up to the bad guys, and the monkeys instinctively know to attack the bad guys and not the good guys. It's rough, but I think maybe the worst scene in the movie for me, Indiana Jones is in quicksand, right? Which
it was a problem.
Growing up, it's a problem. Quicksand is a problem.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. As a kid, I honestly thought like quicksand was going to be a much more like day-to-day occurrence, something that I would need to struggle with than in reality.
Paying taxes and getting out of quicksand, right? As an adult.
Yeah, exactly. So India's in the quicksand, right? What is Shia LaBeouf going to do? They're in a jungle now too. So there's branches, there are vines. He could take his shirt off and throw it to him. His choice is to go and catch a live snake and throw the snake to Indiana Jones, which...
Yeah, he's scared of snakes.
He doesn't like snakes.
Exactly. That's the point of the scene then. It is terrible. That was another one. I was sitting in the theater, had been so excited because it had been such a long time. And the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, I think, are all great movies.
Near perfect.
Near perfect. And two, the third one ends on such a great note that it was like, if this is it, this is the perfect ending to this series of films. Wonderful. So them coming back to do Crystal Skull was just a real insult.
You nailed that one.
That I think you can like clearly prove that this was a terrible movie was a couple of years back. I wanted to buy the Blu-ray box set of the Indiana Jones movies, and this was before Part 5 was out. It was cheaper to buy the box set that also had Kingdom of Crystal Skull than it was to buy the box set with just the first 3 movies. People were paying more money to not have that movie in their collection, which I think is
fantastic. Negative worth
indication as to how terrible that movie is.
And Jolly, tell me if I made this up, but I feel like I remember at least the conjecture was they would bring Shia in as hopefully heir apparent, where they could roll out another dozen, Indiana Jones with a younger actor. But I think because the movie bombed so much, that just got dead in the water.
Yeah, they did not go that way. I think there was a period in time where Hollywood was really trying to make Shia LaBeouf like a thing, and it just didn't click. And I'm happy for that. If you watch part 5, they killed him off screen. Like they bring it up like, yep, Indiana Jones's kid is dead. No tears are shed. Let's move along.
Kind of like how they killed off Poochie from The Simpsons.
Exactly. Mutt Jones died returning to his home planet. Yeah, absolutely terrible. The next one I have on my list, this is number 3 for me, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, which later got the subtitle Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
I was very scared you were going to say number 2, and I'm so relieved that you were not going to bring Vanilla Ice into this whole thing.
No. Number 2, again, I think it's a step down from part 1, but it's an entirely watchable, fun movie, and Indiana Jones is part of that. Part 3 is terrible, and it's something I recognize. Again, I'm in my 40s, so I was the perfect age for the Ninja Turtles when they were coming out, and so I acknowledge the fact that I have like a lot of nostalgia, especially for those first 2 movies. But even just from a technical standpoint, if you look at the first 2 movies, the turtle costumes were done by the Jim Henson Company, and it's again like an engineering marvel that they were able to put these turtle costumes together with the facial animatronics, that they were able to put stuntmen in these suits that could convincingly do fight sequences in them. And Eric, I know you'll love this. The technology that they developed for the original Ninja Turtles movies led directly to the television masterpiece Dinosaurs, which I'm told you are a huge fan of.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So Jim Henson was able to parlay that into Dinosaurs. But for the third one, the Henson Company didn't come back.
Thank you for that, Jolly.
What's that?
Thank you for that.
I wish I had a mute button right now. You guys are too much.
Not the mama. This for you, Eric. The costumes though in part 3, they look like if you hired the Ninja Turtles to show up at your kid's birthday party and you were trying to save a few bucks. But that's who would show up is the turtles from that movie. But it's just a terrible movie. It's not funny. It's not exciting. It is just a boring slog to get through. That's one I actually bought the Blu-ray for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 from my local dollar store. So,
yes,
there you go.
Yeah, I guarantee they lost money on that. So for number 2, I have American Psycho 2, All American Girl.
Ooh, I never saw that one.
Yeah, were you guys even aware that they made a sequel to American Psycho 2?
No, the first one's so good, but is Christian, I'm sorry to ruin this, is Christian Bale in this? I'm really curious.
Christian Bale is not in American Psycho 2, All American Girl, but his character is in the opening scene. So the premise of this movie, since I don't think you guys have seen this, is Patrick Bateman, that's Christian Bale's character from the first one. The movie opens and it is a young girl whose babysitter has taken her on along for the babysitter's date with Patrick Bateman. And Patrick Bateman kills the babysitter, and before he gets a chance to kill the little girl kills Patrick Bateman. And that is the opening of the movie. And then it flashes forward to the little girl has now grown up to college age, and she is going to college because she wants to be a criminologist. And her goal in the movie, she's played by Mila Kunis from that 70s show.
Yeah.
And Mila Kunis, I think, can be a great actress. Like, I think Black Swan, I think she's brilliant in that. But she is not a convincing lead in American Psycho 2, All American Girl. But her goal in the movie is she wants to become a teacher's assistant for her college professor, because if she can become a TA, this is going to get her right into the FBI. And they're looking at it and they go, who could we cast? And Dan, I think this would be a great question for you. You're going to cast a brilliant college professor, like just a renowned college professor. Who's an actor that you might think you would cast as a world famous college professor genius?
Donald Sutherland.
Oh,
Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland would have been a great pick. They went with William Shatner.
Gross. Come on.
It's real rough.
Yes.
It is real rough. And so there is competition where there are several students that want to become his TA. And so Mila Kunis decides she's going to start killing off the competition so she can become the teacher's assistant. And the first guy she kills with a condom, which is absolutely, it's a choice.
Ironic.
And of course, she's got the one-liner afterwards of ribbed for her pleasure, which is,
grown.
Total grown. But it's rough. It's so rough. It's one of these movies, and I think there's a lot of bad sequels that you'll find with this, where initially it wasn't supposed to be an American Psycho sequel. They had written a script about a college girl killing off her college classmates, and at some point, some marketing genius said, "We have the rights to American Psycho, so we could tie this little scene in at the beginning and make it a sequel, even though it's not supposed to be a sequel to that."
Mm-hmm.
So the big problem with the first American Psycho, it's got such a brilliant tone and this just sort of satirical edge about 1980s America, and all of that completely goes out the window for the second one. It's just sort of a straightforward slasher movie. But the other problem is it's one of these where I think it actually kind of ruins the first movie, because what I like about the first one so much is there's a lot of ambiguity there of how much of this actually is taking place and how much is just in Patrick Bateman's head. Where's the actual reality of this? And in the second one, they just completely remove that. And it's like, yeah, everything that you saw in the first one actually happened. Patrick Bateman was a serial killer. He did all of these things. And so it sort of ruins the impact of that first movie. Really, really terrible. Terrible.
So it's kind of like the what was it? The Empire Strikes Back of
it sounds like exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
And
so let's hear your number one.
My number one, and will come as no surprise since I said that we'll be talking about this one later, is Caddyshack 2. When you first asked me to be on this podcast, Dan, and told me what the idea was, that was the one that immediately jumped into my head. And it was one, as many times as I was rewriting my list and coming up with other ones, it was like Caddyshack 2 absolutely needs to be on there. Because the first Caddyshack, I think, is just comedy gold. One of the all-time funniest movies.
Still funny. Which is really hard to do. Like 40 years later, something that's still funny because it's so weird.
Yeah. And Caddyshack 2 was still unfunny after 35 years. So
I mean, they couldn't get anyone to come back for that movie except for Chevy Chase for like a minute.
Yeah. Well, and it's that terrible era of Chevy Chase where he's got an earring that just absolutely just drives me nuts. Anytime I see Chevy with an earring, I'm like, oh, good Lord, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What's crazy is originally Rodney Dangerfield was going to come back for the second one. The first one was the first movie that Rodney had done, and they paid him like $35,000 to do that first movie. Well, in between Caddyshack 1 and Caddyshack 2, Rodney Dangerfield became like a bona fide movie star, thanks large in part to Caddyshack, but then it was also easy money and back to school especially. So Caddyshack 2, they were going to offer him like $7 million to come back for Caddyshack 2. And Rodney was like, absolutely. And they had gone into production, not into production, but into pre-production with the idea that Rodney was going to be in it and that it was really going to be a starring vehicle for Rodney. And about a month before the movie was supposed to start shooting, Rodney apparently read the script and was like, nope. I'm out. Walk from a $7 million paycheck. He was like,
wow, that has to be a bad movie.
If that isn't telling, man.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. And there was a lot of talk of, well, maybe we just pull the plug on the movie, but the producers were like, no, we're absolutely going to go forward with it. And they did a minor rewrite to make it a different character and cast Jackie Mason, which Jackie Mason is no Rodney Dangerfield.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, none of the charisma, not nearly as funny.
Yeah.
Just a poor substitute in that movie. Another poor substitute, Bill Murray, is not going to come back. So they wind up casting Dan Aykroyd in a very similar role as Bill Murray. And he's just obnoxious. Like, Dan Aykroyd puts a voice on in Caddyshack 2 that is just nails on a chalkboard every time he opens his mouth. It's really, really rough. And the other thing that I think works so well about the first Caddyshack is Ted Knight plays Judge Smales. And I think Judge Smales is one of the greatest comic villains in cinema. Like, it's just such a brilliantly written, brilliantly performed, hilarious part. And I think Ted Knight had died between Caddyshack 1 and Caddyshack 2, again, to bring things down. All your childhood dogs are dead. Ted Knight is dead as well. And they put Robert Stack in that part, the host of Unsolved Mysteries. And I mean, I love Unsolved Mysteries with my last dying breath, but Robert
It's not a comedy.
Ted Knight.
It's not a comedy.
Yeah. And it's just a terrible movie. What were your thoughts on Caddyshack 2, Dan? I didn't really get to hear yours.
Well, so I just really liked Caddyshack 1, and this was very similar to like the Dumb and Dumberer thing, where if you've got specific actors that are the reason why people thought this was clever and funny, and then you take all of those actors out, it doesn't work.
Right. It's not going to work. I think so much of that first movie is sold on those comic performances.
Totally.
And the chemistry between those actors.
Yeah.
The storyline isn't knocking your socks off on Caddyshack. It is the actors for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Caddyshack is not a brilliant story that, like Empire Strikes Back is. It's a movie that's sold very much on that comedy. And it's just not there in part 2. And it's another one where they were like, we got to make this for kids. And so the first Caddyshack is R-rated. You've got some vulgarity in there, some fun stuff. And the second one is PG. And to me, it almost feels like if you would remember back in the day when they would have a sort of a successful movie and then they would turn it into a terrible sitcom that would usually run for 6 episodes and be canceled. It has that sort of feeling.
It certainly does. That's a good analogy for sure.
Yeah. You're watching this thing where you're like, feels vaguely familiar, but it's not what I want it to be. So number 1 for me, Caddyshack 2.
Did you have any thoughts on that, Eric?
I thought it was exactly the same thing. It's when you take a perfect movie and you try to just take every single ingredient out and substitute with a different ingredient, you don't have the same product when you're all done with it. And it fell so short. I thought it was interesting that I didn't know it went from an R to a PG though. It is definitely a different feel.
Yeah.
Well, Jolly, thank you so much. Your expertise was very helpful. I think it was a little tough for Eric when he heard your Empire Strikes Back.
Who would have known that someone likes Empire Strikes Back so much?
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
I appreciate the validation on my love for Air Bud.
I don't know if he did. I'm not sure if that.
I'm assuming he didn't say it out loud, but I looked at his face and I could just tell.
Yeah. And for the podcast listeners, they were not able to look at my face. So I think the phrase consciously avoided the Air Bud series came out of my mouth. But,
yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
But, I interpreted that as good boy.
Well, no, thank you guys for having me. This was an absolute blast. I really enjoyed sitting down with you two and discussing this. Even if my heart broke a little bit, Eric, when you said Empire Strikes Back, but
the pleasure's ours. Very enjoyable.
We try to get some of that drama in here, like a good movie has. Conflict, and now for the ending that Eric wanted, we wish you well. It's not ending on a cliffhanger. I'm assuming we've all recovered our hands, and we're back to normal.
Yep, back to normal. What does that mean? Have we ever been back to normal?
Not really.
No.
All right. Thanks, Jolly. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Jolly.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was awesome. Special thanks to Jolly, our movie expert, who has great opinions except for on Empire Strikes Back. I took a chance. I missed. You know what?
You miss 100% of those things.
Michael Scott said that, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go to just another controversial anti-topic here.
There's no way you can have a list that everyone's going to agree with.
I hope not. It wouldn't be a good podcast then. Boy, this was interesting with our crowdsource people because the topic is food that we strongly dislike.
Yeah.
And boy, if there isn't a more of a topic that is just personal taste.
Totally. It's
it's
literally just personal taste.
Yeah. Everyone can agree that Empire Strikes Back is a good movie, except for me. But no one can agree on what is a tasty or untasty food. So our crowdsource was all over the place.
All over the place.
And when I say my list, there are going to be a bunch of people that will be super angry at me.
And by the way, this is one of my favorite icebreakers for college students.
When do you use, on a side note, how do you use icebreakers with your college students? Before every class or at the beginning of a semester, or what do you do?
Well, just with smaller classes, usually towards the start of the semester. But I like a little random discussion thing just to loosen people up and get them into talking. I help facilitate our local PLC, our learning community for librarians, and that's how we start everything is with a random question discussion. I like it a lot too. Yeah.
Great minds. But speaking of great minds, I think you're not going to agree with any of mine. Here are
I don't think I will
tasting foods. The worst tasting foods of all time.
This might be the list of yours that I disagree with the most.
I'm going to start off with, remember everyone, this is personal taste. I would love to hear everyone tell me how wrong I am. But
oh my goodness.
In my mind,
you are just
sixth worst tasting food of all time.
Are you trying to be a human pinata?
Yes, I am. Someone's got to be the villain. It's going to be me.
That's right. Be the heel.
I've called that before. Cheesecake. Cheesecake is so gross. Oh, I can't stand the taste of cheesecake.
Seriously?
Yeah, I can't do cheesecake. And I recognize that that's one of the most popular desserts of all time. I'm not
like
the so
cream
stupid
cheese,
think that I don't like cream cheese frosting on cakes. I like Philadelphia cream cheese, like in like maybe in certain like savory dishes, perhaps. Wow. But I don't like the taste of cheesecake. In fact, so much so where when we go to the Cheesecake Factory, I'll try to get like the Snickers one or the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup one, where it's just smothered in candy, and I still get like literally a little bit of a gag reflex when I stop tasting peanut butter and I start tasting cheesecake.
Wow.
Yeah, can't do it. Cannot eat cheesecake.
That's amazing because that might be one of my number one foods.
For worst foods.
No, best.
Best foods.
Best foods. And it's almost 4,000 years old. The ancient Greeks made cheesecake.
The cheesecake I've eaten tastes 4,000 years old. So that makes sense.
Well,
my daughter loves cheesecake. My wife loves cheesecake. My brother makes cheesecake, and I think also enjoys it. My parents love cheesecake. I know I'm wrong, but I cannot eat cheesecake.
And culturally, they love it so much they're literally going to make a restaurant called the Cheesecake Factory,
which we're getting one like 10 minutes away. Which I do love their food, just not their dessert.
Well, you know what? This is great. This is exactly why this is a great question because
yes. Everyone is different. Yeah. So there you go.
The food that you hate or dislike, sorry.
Thank you.
Is literally food that someone would want to eat every day.
For 6,000 years.
Yep. And I'm sure even on my list, I'm going to have some of those.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure.
The fifth most food I strongly dislike is an original Hershey bar.
Oh, yeah.
Why in the world they sell just plain chocolate? I don't understand who would buy a candy bar that is just chocolate. There's so many things that blend with chocolate in this world. Why someone said, you know what? Let's just give them just regular old chocolate and not a swirl of anything, a nougat or a crunch or a nut.